On this week's episode of Afternoon Express, we're showing love to favorite happy couples. As Stormers captain Salman Murat and his wife Haneem go on a romantic getaway to the scenic town of Naisnap. Former Miss South Africa and recently happily married Natasha Joubert takes time off with a relaxing trip to the spa. Expresso presenter Ryle pops the question to longtime girlfriend and fellow adventurer Malcolm. Power couple, the Kubyanas, balance marriage, business and building a tech platform that is changing lives. And today's location in the leafy suburbs of Joubert is the home of architect Hugh Fraser.
Hello Mzansi and welcome to the show. Now love is a beautiful feeling and there's nothing quite like finding that special person, that instant spark of connection that can lead to a lifetime of bliss.
Now, we cannot talk about some of the hottest couples in South Africa without mentioning S3's very own Ryle. The Expresso presenter and TV star has finally popped the big question to his longtime girlfriend, Malcolm.
You may know Nature Boy Ryle as an actor, top billing and Expresso presenter, but he's also SA's most decorated male lifesaver. Life-saving is where he connected with his future wife.
I'm pretty sure you can gather that things are very chaotic and crazy on this side, and Nature Boy is going through the most right now. Even on the weekends, we don't even have time for ourselves with everything we're caught up in. So finding moments like this moment right here, a sneaky moment after the show where we can just escape the chaos for a little bit and fill up our cups. So I'm going to meet up with Miles and do just that. Create a fun memory. We love being outdoors in nature. This is where we discovered our love for each other as well, and it's continued to grow. So we haven't been too good at this whole supping thing. We've tried it out. I think it's time for us to practice a little bit more. So I've arranged for myself and Miles to meet up here at the waterfront and go out on the canals to do some supping. New vantage point that we might be able to take in, a new way to explore and discover Cape Town and just have some fun. Let's go. Thank you. How you doing? You ready for this, eh?
Feels incredible to be engaged. I've waited many years for this, so I'm really enjoying it. We've been together for about 9 years.
Whoa,
in total.
9?
Yeah, 9. 9 years. Ryle and I actually met in school back in 2004 when I arrived in Berkeley in grade 10, and we just started off as a friendship there, and then only years later, we started to see each other when I joined Lifesaving.
I think probably the main and biggest reason, apart from the good looks and personality, as to why I think we're together is definitely because of our shared love for the ocean, the mountain. Lifesaving was kind of the thing that really brought us together and showed us how deep that passion really was. I think especially for me, being a lifeguard and then seeing like this mermaid come through and actually enjoy a lot of the things that I did. She dives into the spontaneity that I have, and I think that's what we kind of feed off of each other. It's just doing something crazy, something random. We know it's always going to be fun when we do it together. So I think we bring out the inner child within us in a good and positive way.
So for the proposal, on the day, I had no idea. As the day kind of progressed, Ryle did start acting quite strange, but how he got me to be in like matching outfits and at that beautiful location was he actually faked a shoot. So he said that we're going to be in some shoot, I need to be wearing this and this for some brand. So he was like, okay, come through, and planned it that way. So I was like, oh, it probably isn't, because all the people were still there ready to video us. So I was like, oh, maybe it's not that. And when I arrived, he all of a sudden ran away and he was like, oh, I'm coming now, I've got to go. And he left me in the foyer of the 12 Apostles. And then that's when I was like, no, something weird is going on here. Then one of the staff there, he was showing me around the hotel, and I was like, we late for this shoot, like what's going on? And when I got to the Fynbos Garden, as I arrived, I was like, I think I shouted, like, I know what's going on here. I suspected it. And obviously Ryle standing there at that beautiful altar, When he got down on one knee, I even actually went down on one knee as well. It was hilarious. But yeah, I was just so happy. And then a really beautiful part of the engagement, obviously my ring is very beautiful, but on the inside, you guys won't be able to see it, but on the inside, there's a little sapphire and an emerald that symbolizes the ocean and the mountain. And where he proposed at the 12 Apostles, obviously the ocean and the mountain, and it's basically just sums up our relationship. So I absolutely love that part. Yay.
Now listen, the proposal, however, that was a whole other ball game. Especially when you realize that when you're in a good relationship and a solid relationship, it's one that you don't keep secrets from each other. You're constantly sharing everything with each other. So having to plan a secret engagement, guys, keeping secrets from this woman was so hard. That was probably the most stressful thing out of everything. I don't want to go through that again. I'm grateful that it's over and we've done it. And she said yes. So now I can do things together, because all that on my own, guys, it's hectic. But what a beautiful decision. When you have that urge and you realize you found someone special, don't waste time. Put a ring on it.
Hey guys, welcome to South Cape Town. Hi, nice to meet you guys. My name is Joanne. We have a fantastic guide planned for you guys today. Congrats on the engagement.
Oh, thank you.
So we are going to be getting on the water today. Us at South Cape Town, we do stand-up paddle boarding on the canal as well as the ocean, but you guys will be with us on the canal today. And we're looking forward to it. There you go, there's a life jacket for you.
This is truly special. I'm feeling my zen once again, reconnecting with nature, and right here at the V&A waterfront, and such a unique way to take in some of these views. I'm well impressed, but more so just feeling good.
This is such a unique way to see the waterfront. Got to see the one and only and the beautiful spa in the middle, and of course the convention center. It was just such a fun way and spent with my fiance. Loved it.
How cool was that?
So fun.
Yeah, that was special. I honestly just had my entire mood changed after that. And here's to all the couples out there that are making the most of any moment that you have. Go make a memory, go grab an adventure, and go love each other. That's what it's about. Thanks, babes.
Those two really make you believe in soulmates.
Absolutely. What a beautiful story to hear about and watch. And up next, we join Stormers captain Salman Murat and his wife Haneem as they go on a getaway to the coastal town of Knysna.
The life of a star athlete is tough, always pushing your body to the limit to make sure you don't lose your edge. Now that is especially true for Stormers captain and lock, Salman Murat.
And that is why it is so important for these hard-working athletes to get a little R&R to let their bodies and minds recharge. And for Salman, there's no better way to relax than with his wife Haneem. The two took some much-needed time off in Knysna, one of our country's hidden jewels.
Love can come in all shapes and sizes, and for the 2-meter-tall Stormers captain, Springbok and lock, Salman Murat, love came in the form of a petite physiotherapist named Haneem. The two make quite a pair.
Oh my word, this is stunning.
Wow, this is beautiful, hey?
And the bed size.
I think you can definitely fit in that.
Oh, that's nice. It's just nice. Honeymoon 2.0.
Oh, let's check the view. Stunning! Look at the lake.
Oh my word, this is lovely.
It's important for getaways to happen frequently or as often as they can, because we spend so much time apart when Salman tours that when we get the opportunity, we really try and capitalize so that we can bond and connect and just kind of make sure, you know, we're on the same page.
I think, for me personally, I think getaways is really important, not just from a player point of view, in terms of I get to get away from the game, get to spend some time away from rugby. Other than that, it's important for us to spend time together. It makes us grow closer to each other, and at the end of the day, we catch up on things that we never really get to do.
And then when he's gone, I don't miss him as much because then by that time I'm sick of him.
Okay, so for me, the first thing I look at any accommodation is probably the bed. I think the bed is the most important thing for me. My rest is really important.
I think for me, it's definitely the bathroom. I think a small and dingy bathroom can really let down an excellent space. But luckily for us, the Turbine Hotel, this bathroom is big and it's just perfect.
After settling in the Turbine Hotel and Spa, the first item on their agenda was a canoe tour with guide and amateur comic Keith Masendu.
So what we're going to do now, we're going to go this route, we call it the house hunting. So it's safe. There was only baby sharks, the big ones. The shark part is a joke, I'm just lying. There's a lot of seals that you might see around, the cormorants, the birds, and a lot of fish.
What's the max weight?
110, 120 kgs.
Salman tipped the scales, just not in the most comfortable way.
Eventually I got into the boat, but it only lasted for about 2 or 3 seconds before we thought that the boat was going to sink, so I'm clearly too heavy.
But they are accommodating someone with a bigger boat.
There we go.
Okay, the same what he did, just to also do the same.
I feel much safer. Hanim, don't sway,
Salman,
don't sway.
I'm gonna... Stop it! Left, right. I'm definitely the most adventurous.
Definitely, for
Salman's adventurous with food though.
She's been skydiving before.
Paragliding, parasailing.
We've been shark cage diving before together. But that's the most I'll do. That's the most I'll do, and this is okay.
This is extreme enough for you.
What I enjoy the most about this is probably the peace. You can barely hear anything out here. You can hear the sound of birds chirping, water splattering, but that's about it. It's really wonderful. It's so peaceful.
It's so still. It's so still. I think I'm definitely the most... I'm definitely the most romantic.
I think she is. She's the most romantic.
Yeah.
She is for sure.
I think Salman really, he does really cute things and like very unexpectedly, but I plan stuff. Hey?
We need to turn. The support I get from my wife has really been exceptional. I think she's been there through the injuries, through the ups and downs. And I think, the role that she plays has been massive. And a lot of my success I owe to her, as well as my parents. Yeah, she's a physio as well. So, some people think I got married for love, but
do you see why I'm the most romantic?
So she's very, very helpful.
It's since meeting Hanim that Salman became a Springbok, and it's a journey they now share.
So today we are at the old railway line in Knysna, which was built in 1927. It was originally built to transport timber from the forest to Cape Town.
Yeah, I mean, then after that it was used as a tourist attraction, the choo-choo train. But there was a flood, I don't know if you remember, in 2007. So it washed some of the railway line away. And now it's just a really cool place to take some pics and look at the beautiful view, look at the lagoon.
So I got into rugby. I grew up listening to family stories. My father and my extended family all played rugby. My father represented South Africa and Western Province back in the isolation period. That was probably my main inspiration as to why I started to play rugby. So my career highlight, probably have to choose 2 of them. My first highlight would be winning the URC championship with the Stormers.
Yeah.
And then a week later, making my Springbok debut for South Africa. I think that was immensely massive for myself and my family. And it meant so much to them that, at the end of the day, that brought so much joy to me to see the happiness they felt that moment when I ran onto the field.
His Springbok debut, I think there was a lot of emotion. And in that moment, I don't think I was more proud of you. But somehow, each time you got there, you give it your all. I find myself being more proud each day.
Yeah, I think the emotion that you feel in that moment is I think for me personally, there was a bit of a sense of relief, first of all. Obviously excitement and joy. It's a feeling that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. We decided to go on a bike ride. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful day. And after all, Naisna is nice.
Oh my gosh. How did we meet, Salman?
So first of all, according to me, what she did for the first time, she messaged me. She sent me a message on Instagram.
Slid into the DMs.
I didn't reply for about, I think it was a month. And then she did a comserve over in Worcester. I'm from Paul. And then one evening.
During a hard lockdown.
Hard lockdown.
So this is the hand of God, guys.
During a hard lockdown, we met at the garage by chance. And then, yeah, the rest, you know, we started speaking to each other.
Daily messaged me every day and he didn't stop.
As the biggest attraction in town that day, Salman then met Naisna's smallest rock star, a seahorse.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's honestly amazing. Obviously, we can't come to Naisna without seeing the Naisna seahorse.
Yeah.
It's an amazing creation, really.
Did you know that seahorses are actually born without sexes and they adopt whichever sex is less of in the ocean? So if they need more females, they will become female. If they need more males, they become males. And also another fun fact, which I think is pretty interesting, is that the males give birth to over 200 babies.
Yeah.
Would you carry our babies?
Oh, I'm not sure. 9 months of feeling nauseous, having cravings of the wildest sorts, I'm not sure.
This is why we are the superior gender.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now these two have a little miracle of their own. A beautiful baby boy named Yaya, meaning one who is vibrant and alive. They are as proud of their son as they are of our country and its people.
So we are currently on a very beautiful cruise. We took a trip to the Naisna Heads, which was very beautiful. The view was breathtaking. I actually learned so much.
It used to be the route where ships would come in and ships would leave.
Yeah, that's what
I think it's one of the second most dangerous route in the world
to
navigate with ships. It's exceptionally calm out here. You know, you can hear yourself breathe. You can't hear anything else. It's pretty sure anyone would love to escape and just come and sit here.
It's so peaceful. Yeah. I mean, the water is so still. It's so calm. This is actually kind of a special holiday because, I mean, the last time we were here, it was for our honeymoon. So it's just bringing back like a lot of nice and
fond memories.
Yeah, very fond memories. So yeah, I mean, Naisna is just one of the many places, should I say, that we have and that makes me proud to be South African.
Absolutely. I'm so proud to be South African. I mean, if you look at Naisna, our indigenous people, they lived here at first and it's developed into such a beautiful residential area and holiday area for most people. And yeah, I think it's really a sight to see for each and everyone.
No holiday is complete without some delicious meals, and for Salman Murat, nothing hits the spot quite like a Sunday roast and a few samosas, but he isn't afraid of trying something new.
I think food in general, for most people, it connects families. If you think food and family, after a long day's work, you come home and you spend some quality time around the table and you converse in conversation just about how your day was. And I think it's pretty much the same for the two of us.
Yeah.
We both live very busy lives, so
when we sit and eat is the time
around the table,
it's
our time to connect. And my wife is a pretty decent cook, I'd say. I'm very lucky.
So what's next for me is I'll be going back to work. I'm a physiotherapist by day and Salman's wife by night. But yeah, I really, really enjoy what I do, and I'm very passionate about helping people and everything that comes along with it. So it really provides a lot of purpose to my life.
With their hectic schedule, the Murats always make sure they prioritize spending enough quality time together, and it's a privilege they treasure.
The trip has been absolutely fantastic. We are certainly coming back, that's for sure. It was really amazing.
I'm sure that after some time out with Hanim, Salman was pumped and ready to jump right back into the action.
Up next, we explore this beautiful location designed and owned by architect Hugh Fraser. Architect Hugh Fraser is known for his innovative work with technology in design, his sustainable architectural approach, and the use of concrete as a building material.
Absolutely. Now, Hugh believes that building should not exist in a vacuum, but instead serve as a mirror that reflects how people live.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having
Sorry
me.
about the cold.
It's okay. Mwah.
Come in, come in.
Thank you. Oh, wow, Hugh. What an incredible space. I mean, we are in the heart of Johannesburg, but this is giving a cozy cabin-like feel. What's your history as an architect?
I was born in Joubert. I've largely grown up here. I went to Wits University. I did the first part of my degree here. I did my internship in Germany and in London. A friend of mine, Roz, who had been my neighbor in 1986, and in fact is still my neighbor, she said that they had found a house and there was a piece of land in a forest, and I thought, yeah, right, a forest in Joburg. And I designed the house building in about 15 minutes. And people think that's very quick, but actually I'm an architect. I'd been an architect for 15 years at that time. So it took 15 years and 15 minutes to design the house. And it was based on the premise of two blocks, a living block, which we're standing in currently, and a bedroom block.
I'm always intrigued to find out a design philosophy. Do you have one?
I think that houses now should respond to the site and to the climate, and that they should look how they work. I have traveled obsessively to about 108 countries, so travel is always going to influence you in terms of house design and food as well, actually. I mean, that's what really opens your eye. The person that I went to Australia to see, Glenn Murcutt, had sort of revived the idea of corrugated iron concrete. I had to stick with brick and mortar because that's very much rooted in the South African tradition. And then glass, and then the roofs are corrugated iron. When I have a friend to stay, the hardy-dars walk across the roofs and they are like, who's this dude walking on the roof? Meanwhile, it's just a hardy-dar.
How does then design affect the way we live within the South African context?
You want the living rooms to be on the north to catch the sun. You generally want bedrooms to be on the east. So I think South African architects have gradually realized that. And what's interestingly enough is 90% of the world's population lives in the northern hemisphere. Only 10% of the world's population lives in the southern hemisphere. So our buildings face north and buildings in the northern hemisphere face south because you want to capture the sun.
Textures and materiality is also something that plays a huge role in the design work of an architect. What were some of those choices that you made here?
I stuck with brick and mortar because that's what we know. I used timber floors. After about 15 years, I had to take out all the timber doors and replace them with aluminium, because aluminium actually is, in the long run, it's cheaper and more recyclable. But I stuck with Saligna on the floors and some of the fittings. Meranti gets used on the window frames.
You've been able to create views of beauty, whether it's through the windows and through the doors.
I mean, this almost is like a big TV screen. And when I'm having a party, you can go and sit at the top of the lawn and you can look back into the house and it's still a TV screen because you're seeing what's going on in the house.
While my curiosity is just beaming out, having explored this space, let's continue to the rest of the home.
The kitchen.
Let's go. Oh, wow. Hugh, stepping into the space, the number one thought that comes to mind is food, glorious food. That is what it's all about when it comes to the kitchen. What's the layout here?
The stove is critical for me, gas stove. It's a big one, 900 millimeters wide and 6 tops. I'm one of 5 kids, so I'm used to mass cooking. Food is such an integral part to conviviality. Whether you're in a large family or you want to speak to people, you know, one-on-one, or people come around, the kitchen is the place to meet. Kitchens have now established themselves as a place that you've got to throw R1 million or whatever into fitted cupboards. And that was for me absolutely not where I wanted to go. Because it's like a workshop. You go into a workshop, you see the tools. I kept the units off the ground so that you can clean in underneath. So keep it nice and airy so you don't have to worry about things being clean. And occasionally a change is as good as a holiday. So you wheel the unit over there, dine in or picnicking or eat all over the house, you know, kind of, there are options. And that was the idea.
You say that change is as good as a holiday, and you certainly do love a good holiday yourself. And looking around the kitchen, I'm already seeing some trinkets that you've picked up along the way.
So the tagine is a particularly Moroccan form of cooking. I think the idea about it is the conical lid sort of preserves the heat and the taste and the moisture. Yeah, and there are any number of books that come out of Morocco on that.
The tagines are definitely a statement within your kitchen, but something that the eye cannot ignore are the gorgeous African heads that are flanking your server.
I had bought them, I think in the late 80s, and they sat in my house in Troyville. And then when I acquired the land and designed the house, I was no ways were I going to leave those two light fittings behind. I knew that they were going to go there. LED lights are used predominantly in almost every form of architecture now. They use less energy, the lighting's more efficient. It's whiter as well. The table was designed by Rick Stretton from Durban. He's an architect. I've got a few pieces of his. And this runner, which is very beautiful, was done by Eugene Hearn, who's a ceramicist. And he draws very finely with a Bic pen. And he did this for his own 60th birthday. At the end of the birthday, I said, Eugene, this is so beautiful, I want one. And it's been sitting on here for 6-7 years. It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful things often come from personal connections. And what better way to celebrate those connections than with a warm cup of coffee in front of a cozy fireplace?
We are clearly sitting in front of the fire, and this determines what happens in this space throughout the year. So June and July are the coldest periods. But the rest of the year, I want to be able to move the couches backwards and forwards, allow free flow. I mean, it's difficult to believe now, but free flow of air during the summer is what keeps it cool.
Being able to track back the experience that you've had over the decades, what are some of those career highlights that stick out?
I've taught on and off for 30 years, and I really enjoy that. In many ways, that informs the relationship that I have with the South African Institute of Architects as well, because I'm speaking to the public and to architects as well. I always said to students, as an architect, you can work until you die. As an architect, you'll have to.
So when it comes to also creating that legacy and working until you die, sometimes you create work that lives beyond your years. And you've actually been able to do that with your cousin, speaking about family, in the book Modern Wineries of South Africa.
Architecture is the most enduring record of civilization. So long after the architects have gone, the buildings are still there. And the buildings are also a remembrance of the type of culture that we were going through at any particular time. Craig Fraser is my cousin. He's a well-known architectural photographer in Cape Town, and he came up with the idea of assembling 20 modern wine estates, because we have amongst the longest New World wineries. I think they started in 1657. During the World Cup, I was shuttling between Joubert and Cape Town. Every weekend I would go down and I would visit a wine estate. I did the architecture writing, and he and his wife Libby produced the book, and he did the photography. And it's done very well. By South African standards, it's done very well in terms of reprints.
Hugh, not only was it incredible to pick your architectural brain, but also to spend the afternoon in your space. Thank you. Cheers.
Only a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
What a beautifully designed family home, showing how planning with purpose can make for comfortable living.
Next up, we join the newly married Natasha Joubert for a relaxing day at the spa.
The honeymoon phase is the peak of any relationship, where feelings of love and happiness are up to the max. Some say that this period won't last long, but for former Miss South Africa Natasha Joubert and her husband Enrico Vermaak, it doesn't show any signs of stopping.
We join Natasha at the Mangwanani Spa for a little R&R.
Today we are at Mangwanani African Spa in Monte Casino, and I will be joined by newly married and former Miss South Africa, Natasha for an all-girls spa day.
Hello. Oh, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for coming. You look absolutely stunning as usual.
No, so's you.
Natasha, it has been forever since I've seen you, and you've literally become somebody's wife in the time that we haven't seen each other. Have you had any time at all to process that fabulous wedding?
Yes, I would say like I've settled in now, but the 6 months prior to my wedding, girl, when you get engaged, come to me, let's have a coffee. I'm gonna give you all the advice, because it is hard work.
Natasha and IT guru Enrico Vermaak had been together for almost a decade when Enrico popped the big question whilst on a yacht cruise in Cape Town. They first met at a friend's party in 2015 and the chemistry was instant.
Do you have any favorite memories of the day or even leading up to the day?
So the morning of my wedding, it was like 7 o'clock, I wake up, I'm like, okay, I only have to do hair and makeup at 10ish. There's literally no mountains in sight. It's drizzling, it's like clouds 360. My whole wedding was outside, so I'm panicking. I'm like, this is not the vision. You know when you wake up and you just feel in the mood of the weather, like you just either feel a little bit, I want to stay in bed, or... So my wedding day, I was like, we need to bring the energy. And it turned out to be the best day ever.
Oh, and it was so beautiful to watch. One of my favorite moments has to be that video you posted of you revealing your dress to your bridesmaids. That was stunning. Can you walk me through that memory?
Honestly, I was anxious. So I kept my dress a complete secret from everyone. My mother didn't know, my sister, like no one knew. And so the last dress fitting, when I didn't even collect it, I just went to fit. My grandfather went with me to Porch and we drove together and I was like, okay, Gumpy, you can see my second dress, but not the main dress. And when I was there, I couldn't help. I was like, Gumpy, do you want to see my dress? And we felt so like actually naughty because he couldn't tell my grandmother, because my grandmother is also a fashionista. And so he just took his pictures on his phone. He's like, I won't show anyone. I'm like, Gumpy, you really can't. This is like a state secret. And when they saw me, you get emotional because I think, the emotions does build. And it's more towards Enrico, your husband, but then there's so many other people who make this possible and make you feel so special.
Oh, and the dress design. How did you get to it? What was the inspiration behind it?
This was hard. This was hard. Like, you would know perfectly well how hard it is to find something that takes your breath away after wearing so many beautiful gowns. It's hard. You go to shoots, events, you went to international, like you wear exquisite gowns and you feel beautiful many times. There's a few moments, you know. But I knew from the get-go Yolandi was making my dress. I mean, we've walked such a long way since making my Miss Universe gowns, my handover Miss South Africa gowns, so obviously she was gonna make my wedding gown. I trust her fully. I wanted to feel extra. I'm an extra person, okay? A little bit of bling ain't hurting no one.
Now, planning a wedding is no easy feat. You have had the process of planning it, the wedding day has passed. I feel like you are very deserving of a spa day today.
Cheers to us,
Let's go get those gowns on.
After coming so close to gold in Miss SA 2020, Natasha was demoralized where she placed second. But with some encouragement from Enrico, she returned to the Miss SA pageant in 2023 and took her crown.
How did you manage to come back? Where did that perseverance come from?
I actually love having this conversation with you because you've been top 3 as well and you also went international, so I feel like I'm speaking to someone who really truly does understand. But I think there's something with especially going internationally where you push yourself. You have to like find it in yourself and almost like a lot of like self-doubt, a little bit of imposter syndrome. I came back struggling a lot with depression and I've been very open about it, doing psychology since 2021. I just had to remind myself, what is the why? Should I want to go back? Initially, I did not want to go back. And I think you know this feeling. When you come back from overseas, you're like, done, thank you. That was cool, but that was a lot of like stress. The first time when I went into Miss SA, I haven't dealt with a lot of things in my childhood. I lost my father when I was 16 and never really dealt with it. And that was like 7 years at that point. And I remember during my journey, I was asked about it. Very emotional. And I think the emotional intelligence wasn't there as yet. And during Miss SA and Miss Universe, I had to like face things straight on. Like there was no kind of hiding from it. It was like, okay, here we are, you have to address it. And so afterwards, I feel like Miss SA and Miss Universe, in a sense, was like therapy for me, like working through things I never used to. And so when I came back, I just felt a lot stronger in what I had to offer. I put everything just out there. I was like, I'm here to fight for it because I know that I can be a good Miss South Africa. It's tough, but it's worth it.
You were such an incredible Miss South Africa, and whenever your name pops up, my mind immediately goes to resilience because it takes a lot to do what you did. I feel like you changed the brand of Miss South Africa. You did incredibly well. And I know that if anybody who has entered Miss South Africa this year were here, they would like to know what piece of advice you have for them. Do you have anything you'd say to them?
I'm going to speak out of a perspective like what I would have wanted to hear after the first time, because I think it's always like, just be yourself. You always get that advice, like be authentic, da-da-da. I think the one thing that truly helped me is kind of making peace with the fact that you submit to being vulnerable. And it is almost like a weapon. People think it's such a downfall, but it's actually your like biggest weapon to be able to open up to South Africans. People want a Miss South Africa that they can relate to, story that they feel like their story is being heard. And don't try and be too perfect. That's something I struggled with. I was like, don't cry, like look good always. Like as soon as you submit to the idea of being yourself and vulnerable, it's so freeing. To just be. People accept you so much louder and proudly, so.
Oh my God.
I want to say thank you to South Africa for supporting me because I really felt the love and I want other girls to experience it as well.
Much of Natasha's youth was spent working with her mother, Nanette, as they dreamt up their own fashion designs. Now, the two have made these dreams a reality by creating their own company, Natalia Jeffries.
Why did you decide to start the company and how far has it come along?
It actually goes way back, like really way back. And I used to do modeling competitions on weekends growing up. That's where obviously the dream of Miss South Africa was born. My mother, she didn't do sewing in school, but she kind of did, but she wasn't too skilled. And so she started making my gowns that I wore. And when I was 16 like teenager age, I was obviously very persistent on what I wanted. Like, you know, that teenage phase where you're like, I want this color, I want it this way. And so that's where we started like almost doing it together. And when I was 19, first year out of school, I registered the name. I was like, this name actually came from a friend who wrote a book, and in the book my name was Natalia Jeffries. And so it was born there, and actually since today has been such a passion of mine. I love dressing up. A good look, like it immediately gives me a confidence boost. So yeah, I'm excited to go back because the past few years I've really been kind of pushing it to the side. My mother's been going full on, and now I'm excited to like get back into it. I wore one of my designs recently at an event, and my mother and I, we put it together in 2 days. So I'm excited to get back into it.
And we absolutely love those looks during fashion weeks. Does Natalia Jeffries have anything else in store for the rest of the year that we can look forward to?
So many people are like DMing me like, start a collection, do a collection, and maybe I should consider. But I'm such a perfectionist, like I wouldn't want to put anything out there. Maybe yes, but definitely a few collections in couture, for sure.
You've accomplished so much over the years. What memories stand out the most to you, and what piece of advice would you give to younger Natasha?
I wouldn't say there's like significant moments, because I think anyone would think, oh, it's that night that you won Miss SA. But if I now, immediately when you asked, the first thing that popped up was just me being consistent towards my dreams. I'm proud of that, because I think along the way I could have easily said, okay, cool, this was now enough. I don't want to put myself out there any further and maybe open myself up for more disappointment and having to deal with that. So definitely the consistency, like that was something that even 2023, I was like, that's something that carried me to the end, was knowing and reminding myself, this is what I have to offer. I won't stop until I get it. Very persistent. People call it resilience, but I'm like, I'm just really persistent. And to my younger self, I've been asked this question so many times. And every time I'm like, I don't really know. I was a tomboy growing up. So if I would have said to her like, hey, your life is gonna make a 360, it really is gonna make a 360, bear with me. But honestly, just, be compassionate with yourself, because that's something that I sometimes struggle with, is giving myself compassion and grace to say it's okay to fail and not feel like you're getting immediate results.
This has been such a beautiful day of not just looking at the window that you allow us to see on social media, but getting to know you so much more. I need us to keep doing these spa days.
Listen, we can make it a monthly thing between you and I.
Thank you so much for joining me. It was amazing.
Oh, and thank you, ladies, as well.
Thank you. It was absolutely wonderful seeing you again, Natasha. We here wish you all the best in your marriage and career going forward.
Coming up after the break, we meet power couple and e-farmer app creators Pretty and Shadrach Kubyanas.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
Being a pharmacist is quite an important job in the community. It's like my family. It's people that I stay with. I know about their grannies, about their babies. I know about their animals, their pets. I used to play rugby with them 30 years ago. So I've been more than 30 years in Malalan. So I know almost everybody. Nobody needs to tell me their name or their surname when I need my tablets. And I will know immediately who it is, and I'll go onto the system, and I don't have to ask, So it's my family and friends. Brave means to be there for your patients every day. And even though it's a busy day, you're always there to see them. And we appreciate companies like Adcock Ingram sponsoring initiatives like the Brave. Everybody must be glad that they are on board of something like the Brave. We thank you, Adcock Ingram.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
Running a business can be tough. Running one with your spouse, well, that takes teamwork and planning on another level. We meet up with power couple, the Kubyanas, founders of the e-farmer app, to find out how they balance marriage, business, and building a tech platform that is changing lives.
Hello, beautiful people. I am so excited about today's interview. How are you both feeling?
We are good, thank you, Ayanda. Great to be here.
I want to focus on the fact that you are a couple and you are working together. How do you decide how to divide the roles of responsibilities, and how have you come to learning that?
We didn't decide in the beginning because we learned to do everything, because when you're starting out in business, you have to be resourceful. So we had to choose our strength. Like, I'm good with systems, I'm good with code, I'm good with computers. He's good with people, he's good in the business.
Couples that learn together grow together, and Pretty has learned from Shadrach, gaining people skills that now complement her strong technical and organizational abilities.
Luckily for me, because we are in agriculture, so when we go to farmers, I don't have to be an engineer from Santin. I'm the village girl talking to other villages. I'm the farm girl talking to the farm mom and the farm dad. I talk to them like I will speak to my parents, so it doesn't feel like people's skills that I need. It's like I'm home.
Though not their first venture, a beauty business attempt pre-COVID led them to realize their true strengths and greater opportunities lay in agriculture.
Now, we all know that being a couple alone is difficult in itself, but you have included a business in this partnership of yours. Can you please walk me through some of the challenges you faced, and more importantly, how you've overcome them?
We were confused in terms of what we are building. So when your vision is not clear, it's not clear who you want next to you. It's good to lose, you can lose money, you make it, but human beings are very precious. So I guess we build very wrong relationships in the beginning, in a way that when we put our companies together, my clients pulled out, his clients pulled out, and we ended up, firstly, we spent our honeymoon on the street because we became homeless. Our very first funding, it was a family friend who spoke to the company, and everything was done on WhatsApp. We didn't even have a bank account. The company was not even registered, but because he knew our work ethic, he knew we've proven ourselves before, and it was a door that opened from the inside. So we didn't give up on saying, you need good people around yourself. Just because we had a bad experience working with people in the past that didn't want to see us as a couple, it doesn't mean now the people we build and meet together will have a problem.
The eFarmer app connects farmers with surplus produce to buyers in need of reliable, affordable supplies, solving everyday food sourcing problems with smart, local solutions.
We have built a mobile application that is very easy to use. Quality, the traceability of produce is one of the reasons why big buyers don't want to buy from small farmers, because you never know. The carrot is good this time, tomorrow it's not good. Today they put these chemicals, tomorrow they did not. So being able to track and trace exactly what happened from where the seed was put on the ground and up until we harvest is one of the key features that eFarmer app had. And secondly, you can now start tapping into even bigger buyers. That means you have long-term contracts. When you plant, you only have to worry about the weather.
Now, one of the biggest decisions anybody with a business has to make is choosing a bank. How did you go about choosing the bank, and how did you know that ABSA was the bank for eFarmer?
ABSA brings a wealth, a legacy of traditions. However, innovation is at the heart. How do they innovate? It's not all about technology for ABSA. It's how do they fly 50 entrepreneurs to London and make sure that they synergize and connect with each other. That's what ABSA did for us. With ABSA on our side, we are including way more farmers than it was possible for these two entrepreneurs sitting here. So yeah, that's how we came about to stumble into the relationship.
Now, for somebody sitting at home that is with their partner who wants to potentially start a business with them one day, what words of encouragement do you have for them to step into this space?
There's great rewards into going to business together. So if you share a vision to go into business, I would say my practical advice is learn together. Be able to do the stuff he does, and he must be able to do the stuff that I do. Just build redundancy in how you work together. Know what he does, you must know what he does together, so that we can be that double impact.
This has been such a well-spent afternoon for me. Thank you so much, Pretty. Thank you so much, Cedric, for spending this time with us. And I'm pretty sure that you've made role models of yourself for couples alike that want to go into business together.
Thank you so much.
Love and business can mix if you've got the right foundation. eFarmer is proof that when couples move in purpose together, they can produce powerful results.
Oh, what an incredible message. And thank you so much, Mzansi, for joining us this evening. Let us know what you enjoyed the most about this week's show using the hashtag Afternoon Express and stand a chance of winning a 1,000 Rand prize.
We'll see you again next Tuesday evening at 6 on S3. And of course, you can catch the repeats on Sunday mornings at 8:30.
Good night and keep warm, safe and happy. Goodbye.
Join us again next Tuesday evening at 6 on S3 when we'll be exploring family love and embracing special connections with some of our nation's favorite families. Like Loyiso and Jennifer Bala, who moved to the Eastern Cape so their children could connect with their roots. Father and son duo Kabelo Ledwaba Jr. and Sr. taking the motocross world by storm. And Heinz Winkler and his wife Alette enjoying time with their 4 children.
Another feel-good production.